off! Welcome to the 20th episode of the Brave News channel. I am your host Shaly, and we're here with Risky.
Hello.
And of course, this is the show that's going to bring you all of the latest information about our awesome and lovable app called Brave Frontier Global, available to you on iPhone, Android, Amazon, and Windows Phone. You can play it on anything, so I suggest that you start playing right now. And today we have some awesome stuff for you guys. I think we have a lot of content that we have to get through.
Right.
So, be patient with us. It's probably going to be a long one, but it's full of really exciting stuff. So just bear with us and enjoy as we go along with this. Are you ready, Risky?
Yes, I'm ready.
Should we just dive right into it? Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna start with our Brave updates as always. We have a new Grand Gaia Chronicles called Heroes of a New Era. I think it's been a while since we've had a new GGC.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, and this time the story is going to be about Limera, Farzan, Estelle, Julius, Rouge, and Labard, which are the descendants of the leaders to El Gaia,
yes.
Especially Rouge and Limera, who are actually Reed and Lucana's children. Yes, they had two kids.
Fun stuff about BF.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, they all find a way to tie into each other, and sometimes it's not really spelled out very directly in the lore. But in this case, it is. Everybody knows that these are their children. There is no contest about that. And what are they doing? Well, they are tasked with the future of El Gaia because after the parents led the Great Escape up to El Gaia, now their children have to build the nation of El Gaia. And they are, pretty young heroes. They team up with other young heroes that are about the same age and have, similar ambitions. And they work together to lay down the foundations of the Randall Empire.
I see.
Before it was the actual empire, because the actual monarchy comes after that. History, it's fun. Okay, the rewards, we're gonna have a total of 2 million Zel, 400,000 karma, and 1 gem, of course, and you have to beat all 3 missions. Well, for the gem, you only need, to beat the, I guess, the highest, the most difficult mission, but 3 missions total. You can also get a sphere, which is called the Holy Lineage Blade. It is a special type of sphere, so you can, mix it and match it with other spheres, which is always good.
Right.
It will restore your HP each turn. It will boost your BB gauge at each turn start. It will give you a 30% boost to attack and max HP. Hugely boost BB attack, considerably boost BB attack when HP is over 50%, and damage taken may restore your HP as well.
A lot.
This
is a lot.
An OG gangster sphere. I don't think we've come across anything like this before. This is pretty good.
Yep. And yeah, I heard that from one of the Japanese players that it's going to be very hard. So
great.
Good luck, guys.
So there you have it. Come prepared. Make sure that you have the units that you need in your squad in order to take on these challenges. But it will be so worth it because that sphere just sounds amazing.
Yep.
All right, well, moving on here with more Brave updates for you guys. We also have a new Summoner Avatar map, which is always very exciting. This is going to be the 4th map in the series, and it's called Rokkzalm. And rock probably means that,
something rocky.
Not rock and roll, but more of the rocks that actually roll up the mountain. The story here, apparently there's many architectural structures in this land of Rokkzalm, but there are no humans around. So who built them? Why are they there? Nobody knows. But the buildings are pretty well taken care of, so somebody must be taking care of them. But there are no humans there, so who's doing that?
Sounds like
sketch.
Some kind of rock-related entity or something.
Yeah, it could be. It could be a rock and roller. I don't know. Okay. I was trying to make a joke and I totally failed. I'm sorry.
It's funny, Shaly.
Is it? He's just saying that. It's fine. I can admit to it. Okay, but yeah, so that sounds really interesting. I think you also get to join forces with some people that you probably didn't think that you were going to ever join forces with, so that's going to be very interesting. I'm not going to give it all away. But the rewards, there's a total of 8 gems, when you clear all of the different dungeons on the map. You can also get a sphere called Imperial Savior, which is a status boosting sphere. It'll give you 40% boost to defense and max HP, considerably boost your attack, defense, and rec when your BB gauge is over 50%. It'll also boost your BB gauge each turn start, and it will reduce your BB gauge required for actual BB activation. So this is also a pretty good sphere, especially for the Summoner Avatar, mode. It is really hard to first of all, craft the spheres. Like, I've had such a rough time crafting spheres lately just for that mode. But I think this one would be really, really useful.
Right, right.
Cool, so that's Rokkzalm. Another thing that you can get at Rokkzalm, of course, is new weapon. And I guess I should say new weapons in plural. So we have a total of 3 for one map, which is quite a lot.
A good one, yeah.
Yeah, so you're getting great variety here. The first one that you guys see on screen is called the Radiant Longsword, and I just love the design.
It looks a lot like Vargas or Event sword. Something?
Yeah, the sword looks very similar. Definitely. It has the same color scheme.
Right, right.
It has kind of like this, a very similar shape. But the armor is definitely a little bit more regal, because Vargas and his dad are a little bit more on the wilder side, and they just care about whooping your butt and not so much about, you know, looking pretty.
Right.
But here, she looks very, very pretty. I really dig this one. The one in the middle here, we're gonna have the Thundering Maul, which gives me Elulu vibes.
Except for the thunder.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
Thunder vibe.
But you can change your summoner avatar to any element you want, so you could make a thunder. And then it is called the Thundering Maul. So, still Elulu vibes. I love the goggles, looking very steampunk there.
Right.
It looks really cool. I think it's probably going to do a lot of damage, but it's going to make you pretty slow. Sparking might be a little difficult with that. All right, and then the last one we have the Dancing Blades, and look at this one. She's kind of like a gypsy thief
like a gypsy
feel, very Zelnite.
Yeah, well, yeah, probably some kind of drop.
Yeah,
related.
That would be good. That would be good, because getting drops in the Summoner Avatar mode is really hard. Oh my god, it's so difficult. I'm like trying to beat these maps, and it's just, but you know, I'm sure that all of these 3 weapons will be very, you know, well worth the fight and well worth the struggle. So you guys be looking forward to that. And now we're going to move on to some other cool stuff, so just stick around. All right, and continuing with our Brave updates, we have something very, very exciting. We have a new strategy zone, and it's called the Creation God. And you know, all the feels for this one, because you know that Maxwell is like pretty much the first huge boss in the game that you get to, you know, challenge, and she's back. And not only is she back, but she's back with an Omni evolution, which is super exciting for many people.
It's like the past one. You have to write step by step to make sure that you don't do something wrong at the wrong turn. So yeah, it's gonna be another challenging.
Just like, oh no, I missed my turn, so now she's just gonna come back to life right after I kill her. No. Yeah, well, we have a brand new trial with her. Their mission details here. You're gonna have the first battle is gonna be with Juggernaut and Abaddon, which you know are Maxwell's like minions. And battle 2, of course, you'll face Creator Maxwell, which is the first evolution of Maxwell. And then eventually she will turn into Inception God Maxwell. And then just completely destroy you if you're not careful.
Maxwell in Maxwell.
Yes. But obviously she's a very, very important character in the series, a very, very popular character in the series as well. So I'm sure that our users will be very, very pleased to attempt this strategy zone trial. Your rewards will be 3 million Zel, 100,000 experience points, 1 gem, and the unit Inception God Maxwell, which is an Omni evolution. Again, this is a unit separate from the original Maxwell. You have to beat this particular, you know, strategy zone trial in order to get it. So just try your best. Make sure that you go in there prepared and give it your best shot. I know I'm gonna take like 500 years to just beat her because, man, it's gonna be tough. All right, continuing here with our new Omni evolutions for our legacy units, we have Griff.
Fire again?
Yes, and my god, he's just all over the place.
Yeah.
His sword, I don't even know how to explain it. It looks like the jaws of a shark.
Inverted.
Yeah. I mean, it's a really serrated blade. He's got, you know, the eye patch has like...
Getting cooler.
It just kind of like doubled in size over his face. It's like half of his face now. I don't know why that happened, but, you know, he's giving me the whole Nick Fury vibes there.
that's really true.
For sure.
It's like commander or something like.
Yeah. Well, you know, all cool people need eye patches. That's just you know, the rule.
Okay.
The written rule, the unwritten rule, I guess. Of course, this is the story of Griff when he becomes the Omni evolution. So the hypothetical situation would have been had he survived, you know, the demon menace in Ishgria, because if you remember, Griff was one of the first people to ever set foot on Ishgria as the commander of, you know, the squadron. And had he been able to make it back to El Gaia, Grand Gaia, he would have reinforced the Summoner's Hall military by recruiting more summoners under his wing, right? And he would have been probably a very strict teacher. I mean, you can tell by his appearance alone, but it would have been a great help to bring more elite summoners into the hall.
Right.
Yeah. So he looks really, really cool. And then next, we have somebody who was right up there with Griff in the same squadron, but it was a little bit more mysterious. We have Iris. And Iris here is looking all sorts of icy. Ice Queen. That's all I can say. I mean, how else would you describe her?
I don't know. It gotten more mysterious because of, you know, like the things in the back, the night.
Right. There's a lot of reflections going on. Yeah. Like, what does that mean? Are there more sides to her than meets the eye?
I have seen the animation, and it's like the best. Probably the best, one of the best animation.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to see it.
Spoiler, but
okay. I mean, but that's still pretty cool that it's happening like that. You know, because not only is the illustration of the unit very important, but also, you know, the animation itself, so much goes into making that pixel art. My God. So, you know, props to all our artwork team or pixel team, everybody who makes this possible. Iris, of course, had she been able to get back to wherever she was, because people don't really know what she was affiliated with. So she worked as a summoner for the Summoner's Hall in El Gaia, but then some people actually believe that she was part of the Federation instead, and she had infiltrated Summoner's Hall in order to get information about Ishgria to then share with the Federation. Yeah. So at some point during her Omni evolution, she would have had to choose sides, right? Like, you know, I am a spy for the Federation, but I also do care about this team because I've been through so much with them. And so, what side will she choose? Will she do the right thing? Will she, you know, do her job, which is also the right thing? It's very difficult to choose between your duty and your friends and loved ones. So, you know, Iris.
That's true.
Very relatable story there. Yeah, for sure. All right, and that's it for our Legacy Omni units. Be looking forward to them. I know that I am. And then Risky's gonna help us out with the Brave exclusives in just a second. So don't go anywhere.
All right, and now we are moving to the Brave exclusive. So I think this is the first time for us to have, like, you know, a lot of images, like a lot of preview.
Yeah. Usually we have to apologize.
Yeah, you have to apologize because
it's like you know, we wanted to show you the image, but it's not ready yet. So here's a black silhouette of what it's gonna look like. That's usually the case.
Exactly. The black silhouette is the most interesting thing ever.
That's right.
But anyway, I mean, like, this time around we managed to, like, you know, put everything together, and most of the items here has been like almost final. Okay, there are still some touch needed. I mean, if you guys can see it later on, like some of the images are not really, you know, colored really well. There's no shading yet. But, yeah, but most of it is presentable.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're sharing them with you guys, just so you can get a sneak peek, even though they're not 100%, you know, detailed yet, but they still look pretty good. So.
All right. So let's start with the first unit, which is the last Galardhon unit that players has been waiting for really, really long, which is. Yep, this unit. You guys can see the slide. And well, the code name for her is actually Chess Queen.
The Chess Queen. Yeah. That makes sense because she's got all the little chess pieces around her.
Yeah, this time around we have the final name. She's called Luina.
Oh, yeah. Luina. That's an exotic name. I've never heard that name before, so that's pretty cool.
So there is this kind of, like, you know, ruler. Vibe, or like Lily Mata.
She looks very Alice in Wonderland queen, you know, white queen, red queen, whichever queen you prefer.
And you guys can see on the right side, sorry, on the left, this is her, like, Grand Quest image. So we are going to have content paired together with the release of the unit, which is the Grand Quest.
Right.
The next Grand Quest for Galardhon. and Luina will be featured in this Grand Quest.
Yeah, she looks great. I love the two tones in her hair. I'm always a sucker for two-tone hair. I don't know why. I just think it's like the coolest. That's probably why I did mine recently. But yeah, she looks like she's up to no good though. I can't help to feel that she's not really
the 5 year, you can see.
A good person. Yeah.
She's like, okay, but yeah, about that, we are going to explain it in the next slide.
Okay,
which is,
please do tell.
Yeah, so our favorite old man, Eriki.
Is he that old though?
Well, I mean, I think he's the oldest among all of them, except for Ilm, because Ilm is not even a human.
Doesn't even have like a measurable age, so just forget about Ilm.
But yeah, so in this grand in this grand quest for Galardhon, the two featured characters will be Eriki and Luina.
Oh, okay, cool.
So a little bit, you know, like kind of like a hint on the story. So what happened was, for some reason, Luina has a control over Eriki. See, just now you mentioned about.
Don't you hate clingy girlfriends? My God.
Well, they are definitely not in relationship. You see,
kidding.
The age difference are just so.
Hey, age is not but a number. Age is not but a number.
Yeah, but in any case, Luina has some kind of like motivation to like, you know, have a control over Eriki that makes Eriki to attack, you know, the other.
Right. So she just wants to use him.
Yeah.
Hashtag
for
waste
some
his
reason,
time.
Yeah, some
Horrible.
reason. For some reason.
Okay.
And basically, what happened is that Luina did change what Eriki sees. That everything becomes, you know, evil and demon.
I see.
Yeah. So what actually happens there? What actually her motivation? Finding out.
Right, of course you have to play to find out. We're not just gonna tell you.
Yeah. So you guys can see the design for the portrait art here, which is the dialogue portrait. This is not final yet. You can see there's some part that needs to be touched up. Yeah. But overall, you guys can see that he will like the final one will look like this.
He still looks great though. He's giving me all the Viking vibes. He looks amazing. I love the fur on his coat and everything.
Right. And the map will be on the right side. Yeah, so
the map is also really cool looking. Yeah. There's like
the battleground for this.
There's some ramps that lead to I don't know what. Did they have like floating ships, spaceships?
That's probably floating spaceship.
It's so cool to see them like next to ruins because they're like Greek ruins next to like. Let me just board this ship right here. It's really, really interesting combination.
And joining these two heroes will be another character, which is a new character called Zelion.
Oh.
Yeah. So guess who is he?
Well, I'm gonna say that he is a copy of Hyde from Larkin Shell, because look at his face. I mean, he's giving me all kinds of badass Ikemen vibes.
Yeah, but badass Ikemen.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know, well, he will be the boss for this grand quest. And on the left, you can see the usual boss sprite image.
He definitely looks like a boss and not like the kind that is like trying to be friends with you at all.
So yeah, and the right one will be the dialogue.
Cool.
Image.
Cool.
For the dialogue image, you can see that this is not the final yet. The coloring is still flat. Yeah, but you guys can see like there's a vibe of like, you know, gold and red theme here, which is very, you know, like a king, like
yes, he looks very regal.
Regal.
Yes.
But evil as well, like those
regal evil. I rhymed.
Oops.
Moving on.
Oops. Okay. All right, so those are the content for the Grand Quest. So stay tuned when the Luina is released. The Grand Quest will be released as well. So stay tuned for the story and enjoy all the creation from our team.
Yes, for sure.
All right, so moving on to the guild update. So on top of, you know, the usual for a raid season, we will have like two new unit for the guild raid. So by this time the video is released, probably the unit on the left, on the right side will have been released.
Right. Which one is it?
Which is the female one.
So the one on the
she's
left,
called
yes.
Galia. She will be released as a summon character.
Okay.
and the one on the right, the guy, will be called cellophane.
Cellophane. Like cellophane.
Not cellophane. Cellophane.
Okay, cellophane.
Cellophane.
I'm gonna try to remember that.
So the backstory is that well, one keyword for Galia is like she's a kind of like mad warrior or something. You can see the vibe. Yeah, she looks like.
Yeah, and her eyes are pretty, you know, kind of like.
It reminds me of Narza. Yeah.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
a little bit like.
Definitely the Narza vibes, and she even has a little bit of white in her hair. And Narza has white hair with like pink.
And the
like
red eyes.
a little bit pink. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So, if you want to know what is the backstory of her, like just wait for the release. And the right side, which is Cellophane, will be the so-called engineer unit. So if you can see, he's like half cyborg, half human.
Yeah.
Half of her
half of his arm is like a blade, and his other arm is like made out of metal.
Right. And this is just their 7-star preview, but their Omni will be much cooler.
Oh.
I don't want to share it now. So
okay.
Stay tuned for it.
Yeah, but I mean, it still looks pretty amazing, and he's got the disciple eyes going on, so I can't help but feel that maybe he's not very nice. I don't know. I don't know much about his backstory, but I'm looking forward to it, definitely.
Yeah, but in any case, like, you know, most of the Orebus world are kind of like mixed between the fantasy and the kind of like science fictions. You can see there's some cyborg or mecha.
Yes, it is like the marriage between magic and technology, basically. So. Right. So those are the new unit and the guild preview and new Grand Quest as well. So stay tuned for the next update for us, which is the new feature. Yes.
All right, and we have the next new feature that is coming very soon, which is the event token system. Well, this is just an internal name, but basically the event tokens will be available for, like, you know, various kind of event, be it a limited time or the permanent one. Yeah. So the idea is that each event has their own unique set of tokens.
Okay.
So you can gather it. You can you know. You just go to the dungeon and then defeat the monster. You will get some kind of like tokens.
Right.
And some selected units. Well, it will vary depending on the event itself. They will have a fixed amount of bonus tokens.
Oh. Okay.
So this is the initial design. It might change a little bit, but yeah, just stay tuned and we will be, you know, like giving you guys update on this.
I see.
And so bonus amount for the selected units will vary depending on the event itself. So, like, for example, this is just an example screen, just a mock-up on how it will looks like.
Right.
So if you see, let's say this is the event that is specialized on the dark unit.
Oh, okay.
So you can see the dark Omni unit has the highest drop point.
Yeah, it has the highest bonuses. Yeah.
The dark 7-star will be higher than the other 7-stars. As you see, Eleanor is only like another element 7-star, so she has a lower one.
Yes.
And then, however, the higher rarity will be like having higher bonus as well compared to like the 7-star. So you can see that Atro and Juno has slightly higher coins than Gradens, for example.
Right.
Yeah. So this is to illustrate that, okay, let's say you are having this bonus unit with selected unit with a number of bonus coins. When you complete the quest, you will get an additional total of, like, for example, 650 coins on top of this.
Sweet.
Yeah. So you can see there's an additional like line saying the tokens obtained.
Right. So you get the tokens just for doing that special dungeon
plus the unit that you
whatever units you bring. And their bonus. Cool.
Yep. So what can you do with the token? So the next slide.
Please do tell me.
Yep. The next slide we will have the event exchange hall.
Okay.
Yeah. So, well, this is a new design that you know, coming from the global. So it's a kind of like new building on the background. Since there's nothing there.
I see it.
Yeah. Did you see that? Something like
it looks like a little circus tent. I love it.
Everyone is saying it's circus tent. Yes, it is a circus tent, but no, but we are
like a carnival. You know, it's a big event.
That's the idea. The idea is not really a having a circus tent. It's more like a carnival, like an event place.
Right.
Because the town looks a little bit boring with houses and like small huts there, here and there.
That's something that's gonna stick out and grab your eye. So just put on a carnival tent in there and call it a day. Yeah.
And the idea is that like for every event, the content itself, like when you click on this area, you can see like different kind of event. Some event will have a limited time display, like a timer. Some event are permanent, so you can do an exchange on that.
That's cool that you can check on the time for the events on there as well.
Right. So yeah, the idea is to have one consolidated exchange hall for various permanent and time-limited events. We also want to allow more diversified rewards for the in-game events because recent, so-called complaint from the users that like every time we have a new event, like let's say Christmas or like the recent Easter event, we are getting like sphere farming, sphere grinding. Everyone's like, oh, not the sphere grinding again.
Another sphere I have to farm.
Yeah, I mean, we won't be totally moving, taking out the sphere from because there are certain value on that.
But they are like really useful spheres, though.
Right. I mean, like most of them are useful. I mean, I did myself, like during the limited time event, like only 2 weeks, I did like spend and farm every day just to craft the sphere because we know that it's a limited time. You won't be able to get it anymore.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, so they are worth it. But it is also nice that we can choose other rewards as well.
So the team was thinking on this this line. Basically, they want to give players more option to redeem things.
Cool.
So on top of like exclusive sphere, exclusive units, possibly, you can also redeem kind of like evolution and fusion materials.
Cool.
The usual one. You can get additional items as well, like from here. So basically, all the consumables.
Nice.
So yeah. There are a lot of things to exchange, and I think it will be very, very helpful, especially for the new players.
Right.
Let's say, imagine you have like a bunch of like crystals or metal god that you can redeem without so-called without limit. As long as you fight hours and then go to the dungeon and
as long as you participate in the event. Yeah. Well, as a new player and also regular players, sometimes we get so caught up in the events that are happening that we don't have time to play the usual map.
Correct,
so taking advantage of that time that you are putting into those special events, now you can reap more rewards from them, which makes it totally worth it.
It's like while you are collecting, while you are farming for the spheres, the exclusive spheres, you can also like improve your unit, like increase their level and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good thing. So basically, we want players to have like more freedom to choose what they need or they like.
Exactly. You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So on the right side, you can see that there is the sample event, like basically the exchange hall. It will be having a very similar UI design compared to like the current Randall exchange
hall, right?
But yeah, the item is just like a mock-up for now.
Hopefully there are more sphere frogs and legend stones so that we don't hear as many complaints about
and maybe possibly new evolution material.
Yes, that would be cool.
Okay, I won't spill anything for now. All right, so so that's the new feature. What do you think, Shaly?
I think it's really exciting because I am definitely one of those people that I will farm for the sphere, but it's not my favorite thing to do. And sometimes you really have to prioritize because we do run so many events like simultaneously. So it is also nice to know that the tokens will be available for probably each of those events, depending on what it is that we have planned out. Because once you concentrate on just the one event, then you can only reap the rewards from that event. But if you get tokens, you get this great selection now that you can choose from whatever you want, basically. So I'm really excited for it.
Yep. So this event token system is probably will be coming really soon. We are hoping for May.
Ooh.
Yeah. So if anything goes well, we should be able to release in May. But if
Sweet.
not, June will be the next timeline.
Okay, but that's still like right next door, so that is exciting.
The team is working on this right now, like at the moment. So
at the moment, while we're filming this, they're working on this for you guys. So awesome.
All right. Okay, so that's all for the new feature. So let's move on to the next section.
Sure thing. We're gonna be back with brave answers really soon, so stick around. And we're back. It's time for a Q&A section called the Brave Answers, where I ask a question and Risky has all the answers. So let's get right to it. Okay. Question number 1 right here is going to be, are Oribus units dead, like the 6 heroes and other summoned units, or are they from a different world? That's a good question.
Well, they are from different worlds and they are dead.
Oh, so it's both. They're both dead and from different worlds.
They're from Oribus world, and the 6 commanders, which is you know, the past 4 units you guys have seen Wanahan, Garum, Keras, Zeiss, and the two new units that is coming, Galia and Seolfan. See, what a mouthful name. What a mouthful
they're
name.
Not the easiest names to say.
Yeah, those are the 6 commanders of Oribus that has been dead for a while.
Oh, okay.
And there will be another 6 units coming.
Oh!
For this, that took over this dead commander. So that's the story. So
sweet.
Yeah. Basically all these units are tied to the guild rate. So you guys can expect, like, you know, another 3 more guild rate season at least.
Cool. Awesome. So there you have it. Unfortunately, they are very much dead.
Yeah, very much dead.
All right. Question number 2 here. Any chance of making global exclusive hairstyles for Summoner Avatar mode?
You know, well, as we know, the current hairstyle, like, we have, like, you know, kind of like 2 variation of gender. We have, like, 3 hairstyles for each gender.
Correct.
And 6 elements.
Correct.
So that itself in the current system has already, like, 36 images and pixel art.
Right.
You know, images means, like, you know, the whatever the image.
The actual illustration,
and the
pixel art, and then the animation on top of that.
It's just for one weapon.
Right.
So imagine if you are adding one more global exclusive hairstyle, you have to basically make that hairstyles for all past weapons as well.
Right.
Otherwise, you know,
and future weapons.
Yeah, and the future weapon. Otherwise, you can't really use the, you know, this hairstyle with the past weapon.
Right, and then render them in each color corresponding to element.
Correct. Add another basically. Wait a minute. 2 times 1 times 6, 12.
I'm terrible at math. Don't ask me. I know it's a huge
another
number.
12 images.
I know it's just going to be a
art.
huge number. That's all I know.
Yeah. So that's going to be a logistic nightmare for us, and you know, the app size is going to be very huge on that. Yeah. So as you guys can see, I think right now we are not using a kind of like palette system or something like, you know, because I believe that Elim want to customize the unit, not just like changing the palette, but make it, like, you know, really like a real polish profile art, even if it's that for the customizable summoner.
Right.
That's why they are going to this extent to have, like, you know, a lot of images.
Right. It's not about quantity but quality. So even if we do have a few hairstyles, at least they're done well and they were made, you know, to look good in the game. But yeah, I guess we won't see that for a while. I mean, I personally would like more hairstyles, but more than that, I think I said this, like, at the very beginning when the Summoner Avatar mode was released, I would like my avatar to be brown. Because I'm brown. We're not all white. Right?
But yeah, until we figure out how to optimize, like, you know, I'll provide another way to do better rendering on this.
Right.
Probably for now, we will be sticking to no new hairstyle. But I think the weapon is still possible because, like, the weapon we don't have to modify whatever in the past, but we can create a new set of, like, basically 36 images, which is well, it's still fine because it's not, we don't have to, like, modify the past pixel art and images. Yeah, so that's the idea.
Right. So it's the dream. We're all dreaming about it. We want to customize our avatars more to probably look like ourselves, but unfortunately, at this point in time, it's not looking like we're getting that soon, but hopefully someday.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
And
all right, and we did receive a lot of questions about the Omni Plus function that was pitched last time that Takahashi-san was here with us. We cannot answer them, to be quite honest with you, because as you saw in our last video, Takahashi-san and Risky had a really long discussion about, you know, what is the Omni Plus feature and what is going to bring to the table. Obviously, we stated in the last episode that it is on like the very basic conceptual stage, and so it is just an idea at this point in time. We don't have any like detailed information to provide, and that's why we can't really answer any questions regarding that in detail.
Things are like being discussed now, so the team has like gone through like several kind of possibility as well, but we don't have a final answer yet, so we don't want to confuse player right now. So the idea is still there. It is like basically Omni Plus an enhancement from the Omni, the current Omni, and more details on like how to do the enhancement, what kind of enhancement to be added. Maybe we can prepare it better in the next BNC.
Yes. Yeah, we'd rather have something solid for you guys before saying something and then having to, you know, take it back because we changed our mind or something, or because something wasn't able to be done in game. Because I mean, we have a lot of ideas, obviously, but that doesn't mean that all of them can transfer into the game. So we just have to take it easy and make sure that we don't promise anything that we can't deliver. So if you're wondering about that, that's that. But we're gonna cut the questions a little bit short today and just get straight into the Summoner's Corner. Let's take a look over there, and maybe on the slide you guys will notice two little cute chibi illustrations on the slide there. These are brand new. They were made by Alim's Masatani-san. She made these illustrations for us, and I am so in love with mine. I put mine as the cover of like my Twitter page. She's so cute. She's so cute.
We were so touched.
Yes.
When,
oh my God.
When she made it for us, like, because we don't really know each other, but she took an effort to like go through all the videos and derive the character design based on that.
Yes, we've never interacted with her directly before, and yet she was able to capture us so perfectly in those tiny little chibi images. So thank you so very much for these lovely illustrations. We're gonna use them now everywhere.
Well, on the Summoner's Corner.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna personally use it everywhere, but you know, here on the BNC show, probably just on the Summoner's Corner, unless we come up with something else. But yes, I love it. You can even see that Risky's wearing the same exact stuff that his chibi avatar is. I kind of tried, but my black sweater storage or like stock is kind of limited. I always have like some logo on it or something, so it's close enough. She still looks cute though.
Right.
All right, so, let's get right to it. We have Aziz here. Aziz, this is not your first time on our Summoner's Corner. I recognize you and your picture avatar, so welcome back. We love hearing your comments because you're always so well spoken. So Aziz says, mad respect to both Shaly and Risky for speaking fluent Japanese. Thank you very much. We are not
fluent yet.
By far, we would never claim to be fluent just because we just aren't. But we do. It does help that we speak the language in order to do our job, because then we can have awesome guests like Takahashi-san, and you know, we're able to translate what he says for you guys, and also get you, these news. A lot of the content that we actually release on BNC, most of the times is still halfway in Japanese. So one of us or both of us have to go through the data and have to, summarize it very quickly in order to share it with you guys. So, it does help to know the language a little bit.
That's true.
Yes, he really enjoyed Takahashi-san was here with us last time. A lot of you guys did. Again, thanks again to Takahashi-san for being here. We had a lot of fun with him. It was
to be honest, fun. I was very nervous.
Of course.
It's a big guy.
Of course.
He's the big guy, but I mean, like he's really kind and like very, like sportive.
Yeah, he's very down to earth.
Very down to earth.
Yes, he's very friendly. He's always joking around. He's always a good time. So you're welcome anytime in our show. Please come back again soon. And let's see here. Aziz also said that he had some mixed feelings about the whole Omni Plus idea, and he gave us some suggestions about how we can, use it to maybe expand the speed limit and things like that. Again, we're working on that. We're working on, clinking out the dents in that chink, or the chinks in that armor. Trying to get it all squared away, and then once we have more information about that particular feature, we'll be sharing it with you guys. Of course. So thank you, Aziz, for your lovely comment. We're going to move on. We have two more here. Mr. Unbreakable! Exclamation mark. Well, I'm gonna say he because it's a Mr. So I'm just gonna go with he here. He's asking Risky to make a badass male dark unit like Xion, who was just recently released. We'll see about that.
Yeah, everyone is so into Xion and Regio. It's like, please notice our global exclusive as well.
Global exclusive for the win.
But yeah, I mean, like I think Xion is kind of like a game changer in the Japan version as well. Like everyone is looking at Xion, it's like, oh wow. Yeah, so it might be, it might take a while for things
to top
him.
But there's always a unit like that though, because he also mentions Avant, right? Vargas' dad, and Avant was the unit back in the day. Like if you had Avant, you were golden. Everybody wanted Avant, and now it's like, the new fad is like, oh, Xion. So there's always, the newest thing in the market that's going to be like the most exciting unit. But it would be cool to, rework the balancing of the game so that those not old, but older Omni units like Avant can have also a good advantage on the field as well. He also says, long live BF Global in Japan. Thank you, Takashi-san. And I hope this game will never end. I hope so as well. I hope so as well.
I mean, as long as we can, still provide the good content for you guys, as long as we still have the enough players to play.
Right. As long as you keep supporting us, we will keep making this game for you. So don't let go. Don't let go. Okay. And then the last one here, Rolando J. Raman. I don't know if I'm saying that right. JRMN. I'm gonna go with that. Okay. He's talking about sending a ticket with the idea of having some way to reach out to your guild members as the guild master. Of course, we do have a chat function in place where you can talk while you are in the raid.
Guild raid, that's the issues probably.
Right, but I think what Rolando's trying to say here is that he would like a way to communicate with his guild members outside of the raid missions, because not all of them read, the boards.
Yeah, the board is only inside the guild page. So if you don't go into the guild, if you are busy with farming or busy with arena, you can't really see it.
Right. So I can see how this would be an incredibly useful feature in order to keep, contact with your guild members. So Risky, what do you say to that?
So thanks Rolando for the idea, for the suggestion. We actually talked to the development team on this. Like, the chat system that we are having now, technically is possible to put it outside the guild raid. So we are looking at it. So in any case, we probably need to think of the technical limitation as well, because the chat application is basically constantly connecting to the network. While in the game, I mean BF game itself doesn't always connect to the network. Like only when you go to like go to the quest or you fuse something, then it will connect to the network. So there might be slight limitation. Like if you bring it out of the guild raid, it's going to be like only available when your network, you are connected to the network. When you're offline, then it won't be that active, and then there will be it will be consuming bandwidth. So we have to think about that as well. Yes. Because if you are on the 3G, you don't want to spend. Yeah, we don't want to use up all your data, right? Yeah. But guild raid, I believe people who play guild raid have tried to settle down at home or get a Wi-Fi before you stay for a long battle. Hopefully, I hope you're not playing it in the class on a commute or something, and then you use up all your data doing that. Go to Starbucks, get the free Wi-Fi or something. But in any case, I mean, we took your suggestion and we are going to consider it. Yes. So thanks a lot, Rolando, for that lovely suggestions, and thank you to everyone who was part of the Summoner's Corner. Again, we pick these by hand this time. Risky picked them. Sometimes I pick them. We work together, and we just really pick the ones that are, the most constructive. A lot of them might be more on the demanding side. It's just like, give me this, give me this, give me that. Those we kind of steer away from just because they're not as friendly or open. I mean, we do still read them anyway, but if you're a little bit more constructive, a little bit more positive about how you phrase your comments, and because it's also helpful to other players that we get to address these, then you will be hopefully on the next Summoner's Corner. So keep the comments coming in. Subscribe to the channel. Also, I did want to say that I didn't mention this before. I've had it for a while now, but I did make a Twitter page, and I cleaned house on my friends list quite recently because I noticed that
like a lot of them stopped playing Brave Frontier, and I was very upset, and so I just deleted a whole bunch of people, and so I think I have like 15 slots available. So if you stop by my Twitter page and you leave me your ID, I will add you, provided that I have enough space. So there it is. There you have it.
It's a contest.
Yes. Who can make a friend? The first 15. The first 15, I'll friend you on BF, and then you can help me clear these summoner avatar maps that are driving me crazy. But yes, again, leave comments on the YouTube page or Facebook or wherever it is that you have access to. Leave your questions, subscribe to the channel so that you know when the next BNC is coming out.
Right.
And anything to say before we go?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, then we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.